Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and today we'll give you some useful information on how you can help yourself and others. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. Stick around because we have lots more in store for you right after the news.
Yo, this is We're committed to reducing the impact of disasters occurring in Jamaica. We're ever ready to assist you before, during and after a disaster. But everybody have a role to play, so make we work together and follow the plan. Whether rich or poor or where you come from, hurricanes affect everyone, so be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Be prepared. Listen to OPM.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, October 26. The National Works Agency, NWA, is about to embark on a $27 million hot mix patching program along several roadways in the western parishes of Westmoreland, Trelawney, St. James, and Hanover. It's part of an island-wide hot mix patching program. Community Relations Officer for the NWA's Western Region, Janelle Ricketts, says this phase of the patching program will target the worst affected sections of a number of roadways across the region. These include the Whithorn to Darlaston roadway in Westmoreland, the Falmouth to Springvale Main Road in Trelawney, the stretch of roadway between Shettlewood and Chester Castle in Hanover, and the Fairfield to Point Corridor in St. James. This patching program will come on stream within another 2 weeks. It will augment an earlier $80 million patching program, which targeted several critical corridors across the western region. Motorists only have a few more days to take advantage of Tax Administration Jamaica's traffic ticket amnesty. The traffic ticket amnesty ends on October 31, and the TAJ is urging motorists to avoid the expected last-minute rush by making use of the various payment options available to them. On Saturday, October 28, TAJ will operate 3 additional offices to facilitate persons who wish to pay early in line. The new Saturday openings are the Santa Cruz, Kingston, and Port Maria tax offices. They, along with the Constant Spring, Montego Bay, Spanish Town, Maypen, Mandeville, Savannah Lamar, and St. Anne's Bay tax offices will be open between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. this Saturday. The Portmore tax office will continue its regular Saturday opening time of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Business persons are also being encouraged to utilize the convenience of this Saturday's opening to pay and file their monthly GCT returns ahead of the October 31 due date. For even greater convenience, taxpayers may use a valid credit card to pay their outstanding traffic fines online at jamaicatax.gov.jm. This can also be done using the e-spot facility available in major tax offices with on-spot support. The Office of the Children's Advocate has opened a therapeutic playroom at its headquarters in downtown Kingston. It was built with the support of interns from the Northern Caribbean University and donations from NGOs and private sector companies. The room will be used by the OCA Investigations Unit to treat and counsel children who have gone through traumatic experiences.
And we see this playroom as really providing that space that will be conducive to having that child relax a little bit more, find some more ease with disclosing what is a very painful experience, as opposed to being locked in an office where they're sitting around a desk with somebody who's merely recording a statement.
The Children's Advocate says the playroom is a timely addition to the OCA's capacity, as the statistics for child abuse are becoming more alarming.
So we're seeing our children in crisis, we're seeing the situation become that much worse, and with this playroom we're plugging that gap to facilitate easier communication with our children who are hurting.
The use of sustained monitoring programs within health facilities is being recommended for accidental poisoning cases in Jamaica. The call is being made by the Caribbean Poison Information Network, CARPIN, as Jamaica observes International Lead Poisoning Prevention Week from October 22 to 28. While addressing a recent JIS think tank, CARPIN's Poison Information Coordinator said the data that would be gathered could inform the development of policy and legislation to address lead poisoning.
What I would want to see is for us to start having a very active working surveillance program. That's a part of our system. And then from there we can decide how we deal with the problem.
The focus of International Lead Poisoning Prevention Week of Action is eliminating exposure of the chemical element in the environment. Persons are urged to read the labels on products they purchase and adhere to precautionary directions. And finally, Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Raymond Spencer, is asserting that too many lives and properties have been lost to fires and other preventable hazards at home or in the workplace. His statement comes as the brigade marks Fire Safety Awareness Week under the theme, Empowering Our People for a Fire-Safe Jamaica. Mr. Spencer says that over the past 10 years, the fire brigade has responded to more than 158,000 emergencies, which resulted in over 14,000 citizens being made homeless. With the goal of reducing those numbers, the week of activities include each fire station hosting a mini expo to sensitize persons on safety precautions.
We must reach every corner of this island to preach the message of safety. Yes, fire is our main focus, but of course there are other hazards. Hurricane, earthquake, release of toxic fumes, etc., etc.
Mr. Spencer was speaking on Sunday at the church service to mark the start of Fire Safety Awareness Week. The week of observance will continue until Saturday. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Give yourself a fighting chance. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Cancer is no joke, and in most cases, symptoms won't show up until it's too late. Watch this next feature to learn how mammograms can give you a fighting chance of beating breast cancer.
1 in every 10 cancers diagnosed each year is breast cancer. Staggering global statistics that have prompted health professionals and women to launch major campaigns against this dreaded disease. Breast cancer, the most common cancer among women. In fact, 25% of female cancer patients have breast cancer, making it one of the leading causes of cancer deaths among women of all races. According to radiologists, a mammogram is currently the most efficient screening method to detect this deadly disease. Dr. Derea Cornwall is a consultant radiologist at the University Hospital of the West Indies.
When we do screening mammograms, this is done on patients who have no symptoms or signs of any breast pathology at all. Mammogram can be done on women who have breast problems also. Like sometimes a woman may have a symptom of a breast lump or any other abnormality in the breast. And once they are above the age of 40, we will do a mammogram on them in the first instance to screen the rest of the breast to make sure there isn't any pathology in the rest of the breast away from the area that the patient has the symptom or the lump.
Dr. Cornwall says, however, that women over 40 should not sit and wait to feel something in their breast before getting screened.
You do not need a doctor request to do a mammogram. A woman can take it upon herself to get up, go to the X-ray facility, book the mammogram, go in and have it done. In Jamaica, we advise women to do their mammogram once per year.
But while yearly mammograms are not recommended for women in their 20s and 30s, there are women who have an increased risk of breast cancer. Certain factors may predispose some women to the disease. Factors like family history.
For example, if a woman has 2 first-degree relatives, for example, a sister, a daughter, a mother, a first-degree relative in that close circle who have been diagnosed with breast cancer before the age of 50, that woman should start doing her mammogram 10 years earlier than the age at which her relatives were diagnosed.
They should try to wear a 2-piece outfit to make it easier for the top to be removed when we're doing the mammogram, because the patient has to be naked from the neck down to the waist for us to get the breast properly. We ask them also not to put any powder or lotions on the breast, nor to use any deodorant that has a white residue, because it will simulate calcifications in the breast. No jewelry that is going to be hanging in the body part.
The results of your mammogram can be given to you either by the radiologist at the completion of the mammogram or the doctor who ordered the screening. They will tell you whether the mammogram is normal or not. If there is what's called a spot on your mammogram, that's considered abnormal. But don't panic.
An abnormal mammogram report does not necessarily mean that the patient has breast cancer. The mammogram is simply an X-ray of the breast. If there is any mass in the breast that is there at the time that the mammogram is done, or any lesion in the breast, then the mammogram will show it. Now, this can be something benign like a fibroadenoma. It can be something malignant like a cancer.
Although mammograms are recommended and effective, women shy away from doing one because the procedure is sometimes uncomfortable. Dr. Cornwell says the benefits far outweigh the discomfort.
I could tell you that the pain from a mammogram is much less than the pain from breast cancer when it is detected, especially if it is detected late. So we will encourage all women to do mammogram. Mammogram is the only imaging modality that can pick up cancer at the earliest possible stage.
For further information on breast cancer and mammograms, contact the nearest health center or the Jamaica Cancer Society, 16 Lady Musgrave Road, Kingston 5. Telephone 927-4265 or 927-3317.
Smoking, it's bad for your health. There's nothing cool about this habit. Tobacco smoking is a silent killer that will snare you in a horrific cycle of addiction that robs you of your money and your health. And it's not just you who suffers. Those around you who inhale the smoke are also at risk, your friends and loved ones. So stop if you've started, or resist before you begin the habit. Stay healthy.
Next, join us as we hear the story of a cancer survivor who has turned her past into determination for a better future for others.
Looking at the dolls and the teddy bears, you may not be able to tell the story they hold, but the colors should help you. Pink is the color used to bring awareness to breast cancer, a disease that affected 1.7 million women worldwide in 2012, causing 522,000 deaths. In Jamaica, Beverly Robotham Reynolds is championing a cause through her company, Island Dolls Plus Collections. She has produced a special line of dolls and teddy bears to inspire a responsive attitude towards the disease.
At the beginning of the year, 2014, I decided that I was going to raise funds to help the Jamaica Cancer Society. So I identified different areas where I could actually try and gain some funds. One of the areas was to do a collection of dolls and teddy bears. So I went out to my suppliers and they donated like the bodies of the dolls and the doll stands and the teddy bears. With that in hand, I came and I asked my suppliers here in Jamaica to help also. So Sun Island came on board and they did the t-shirts, the printing of the t-shirts for the teddy bears and for some of the dolls. Pink's Fabric donated the fabric and Hot Off the Press decided to do the printing for me. So I got a lot of support.
Her awareness campaign goes far beyond breast cancer, as she lost her father to liver cancer and her husband to colorectal cancer. Her mother is a breast cancer survivor.
30 years ago, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And through early detection, thank God, in about 2 weeks' time, she'll be 84 years old. So she's a 30-year breast cancer survivor. She actually had a mastectomy and, of course, chemotherapy. And nobody will know today that she actually had cancer because she's a beautiful 84-year-old woman. And believe it or not, I would never have dreamt that I would have been diagnosed with colon cancer in 2013, only about a year and a half after my husband died. So I had surgery and chemotherapy, so I went through the whole thing. So I'm really speaking from experience when I say cancer, it's a dangerous disease, and if we should try our best and whatever we can do to help to prevent it. And if we do have it, then, you know, try and have it diagnosed as soon as possible and go through whatever medical treatment that there is, which is very expensive. I went through the public system for my husband, and then I went through the private system for myself. But after all that I went through, I said, you know, I became very passionate about giving back to cancer because of all the problems I had over the years.
It is this first-hand experience with different cancers and the need for financial assistance for treatment that has caused her to become a fundraiser for the cause.
I have asked some of my customers to actually sell the product for me, and the product will be sold at Craft Cottage, which is at the Village Plaza, Constant Spring Road, My Jamaica, which is at Ligony Plaza, and that is off Old Hope Road nearby Matilda's Corner, and at the airport shops, both in Kingston and in Montego Bay at Casa de Jamaica.
The Jamaica Cancer Society welcomes initiatives and donations like this, which supports their efforts to provide affordable screening and treatment. So if you're thinking of getting involved, call them at 927-4265 or visit them at 16 Lady Musgrave Road in Kingston. But in the meantime, buy a doll or a teddy bear and support this worthy cause.
Mommy?
Yes, Zoe?
Can we read this book? It will only take 10 minutes.
Sure, sit down. Every spring, Madame Angel Wing arranges.
Do you have 10 minutes? Read with your child today. Reading with your children for just 10 minutes each day helps develop their language and listening skills, stimulates their imagination, and expands their understanding of the world. So, start reading with your child today.
We're changing gears a bit now and looking at a subject that's lighter but no less important. And it has to do with the education of our future leaders and one particular profession that is integral to that process. As we prepare to celebrate Youth Month in November, let's watch and learn together about what it takes to help children develop their literacy skills and why you may want to consider this career path.
Together. Again. What's that word? Pops. Pops. Call that word. Pops. Call the word. Pops. This word says pops. All right.
Michina Colson is a school-based literacy coordinator for the Ministry of Education.
Oh, this is my passion.
And that is usually the case for just about everyone who pursues this particular career path.
You have to be committed, you have to be patient. To treat with reading problems is not easy. right? But you have to be committed to the task.
A literacy specialist, sometimes called a reading specialist, is an educator who helps students develop their literacy skills.
When we talk about literacy skills, we're talking about writing, oral language or speaking, listening, and critical thinking. You take a clinical approach to teaching. So there you treat with the difficulties, reading difficulties, writing difficulties, and all of that.
We work on the words and then we go to the actual reading. So it's a step-by-step process. I also use the guided reading where I would read along with them. I would guide them into reading.
We also have those students who are performing above, and so the job of the literacy specialist is to provide enrichment programs so you know how to treat with those students as well.
We tie in with the regular classes through consultation as well as through observation of what the children are doing and so on. He, come on, he forgot. Remember that word from this board. Let's read again. He forgot. Say up.
Persons who take on this job are expected to have taken a number of post-secondary courses that focus specifically on literacy or reading education. A bachelor's or master's degree may be necessary.
You have different tertiary institutions that you can go. I know the Jamaica University, they have a lot of reading programs. They offer a lot of reading programs and also degree in literacy in reading. And the University of the West Indies, they also have a bachelor's course in literacy studies and a master's course as well, and you can do that face-to-face or online. And I think Monique Teachers College, they have a literacy program there as well.
As long as the school or program you choose is accredited, your certification should also work in other countries. But
you need to, however, learn the culture of the places that you go to, because with literacy, you have to really teach it according to culture.
And locally or overseas, there is a solid demand for literacy specialists.
Yes, there are. And the schools, especially the primary schools and even high schools, they have a high demand for literacy specialists.
Earning potential is also good, with local jobs attracting as much as 7-figure salaries and comparable numbers overseas.
So it's very lucrative.
So that I can give back really to my community, to my area, in whatever way I can. And this is my little way of doing that.
First and foremost, I have a passion. I have a love for reading, a passion for literacy. I love to help people. I love to help students. And one of my major success is getting a child who don't even know letter sounds. And at the end of a year or at the end of even 6 months, that child can read even a paragraph, and that is satisfying for me.
This word says what? Fox. This word says fox. That's 2 animals already we see in the story, right? Good job. Wow.
Nick, I got it. Google. You got us a job at Google? Not a job. It's an interview for an internship that could lead to a job.
Welcome to Google. This will not be your average internship.
We're looking at some sort of mental Hunger Games against a bunch of genius kids for just like a handful of jobs.
That's a Sharpie, by the way, genius.
Funny, but it is a real-life practice. Companies do provide work experience for students or young professionals, sometimes with a stipend, but often unpaid. Here's why you might want to consider this route. You gain a valuable work experience, which can boost your resume and therefore employability. You're exposed to the office and work culture, so the learning curve is less steep once you actually get a job. You get to test your love of a particular career without being committed to a job right now. You can network with influential people in your career field to help you find work later, and you're positioned to develop new skills. Once you know where to apply, send in a resume and personalize the cover letter showing not just your skills, but also emphasizing what the company will gain from accepting you. There may be no salary to think of,
But an apprenticeship position might just pay off huge dividends in the long run. Think about it. Literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. It is a bulwark against poverty and a building block of development. Literacy is the road to human progress and the means through which every man, woman, and a child can realize his or her full potential.
Jamaica comes alive for Jamaica 55. The Jamaica Information Service is inviting primary, secondary, and tertiary students to catch the vibes and join in the celebration by participating in this year's staging of the JIS Heritage Competition. Primary and prep school children, ages 9 to 12, enter the essay competition and tell us how you would want to see Jamaica in 55 years. High schoolers enter the poster competition. Show us your artistic interpretations of Jamaica throughout her 55 years in a poster titled Jamaica 55. Posters may be designed digitally or illustrated. Zoom, click, snap. Yes, tertiary students, the photo competition is back. Capture an image that best represents Jamaica 55. For more information on the competition rules and how to submit entries, visit the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. You may also send an email to heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, or call us at 926-3590-4. The deadline for all entries is October 31, 2017. So ready, set, go for prizes galore. JIS Heritage Competition 2017, celebrating Jamaica 55.
It's a new beginning. New day is dawning. It's time to arise. We have the gene of achievement and pride.
A bold new beginning. Time for action. We have the spirit to fight on. This is Jamaica, this is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica, this is our land.
Let us make every effort to forge unity. And resolve to work hard for our prosperity. Leaving our children a legacy of hope, breaking the shackles and smashing the yoke.
This is Jamaica, this is our land.
This is our
we have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica, this
Let me
is
hear the
our
children
land.
say.
This is Jamaica, this is our land. We have a future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. Come on, everybody, let's sing. This is Jamaica, this is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica, this is our land.
Jamaica, together we can.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Another one comes your way tomorrow. Until then, click on our website to stay connected. It's jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm and follow us on our social media accounts that should be on screen. I'm Theodore Henry. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.